WWE Clash at the Castle was one of the many PLEs here recently that I honestly think it hit on all aspects of absolutely everything since WrestleMania. Had great storytelling, had great in-ring ability, and it had a crazy moments where what happened we did not think would happen, but glad we seen something like that. So with that being said, we're gonna start off talking about Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. That match was absolutely wide open from the beginning. Cody Rhodes came out and absolutely dominated that match from the beginning. He had great energy. There was great emotion in the match. You could see that it was really Cody wanting to be a dominant champion. We seen him fight out into the crowd. We seen him fight in the backstage area. You got to see Rude there at gorilla position. Looked like you got to see Road Dogg sitting over there. There was all great aspects of it. Of course, the tide did change. AJ Styles did take over in the match. And this is where the great storytelling came in, because he got the kendos that sticks out and brought out that ruthless aggression aspect of AJ Styles that he does have, that we've seen have in the past in win matches. And of course, he did handcuff Cody Rhodes, and that's when he went and talked to Mama Rhodes, got Mama Rhodes' face, and that's when she gave him good 3 slaps across the mouth. And that was basically the changing point of the whole match. Of course, we know Cody ended up throwing the chair at AJ Styles and then handcuffing him to the ropes and just beat him senseless with a chair and made AJ say, "I quit." I didn't expect AJ to say, "I quit," where he said the "I quit" at. I thought the match would go on just a little bit longer, but I think the storytelling was there. I think we got to see Cody be a dominant defending champion. We gave AJ a good match for the title. I don't think he's truly done yet. I think we're going to see AJ still do stuff. We might see him in the Money in the Bank. There's good possibility AJ continues his run as well, doing other things, but I don't think he's truly done with the WWE. Now, what I do think, at the end of the match, we've seen Cody still hit AJ with the steel steps, which I think could be a possibility and maybe a heel turn going forwards. But yet again, we did see Solo and the Bloodline attack Cody Rhodes as he was leaving the arena. So can't really say he's going to be a heel, but can't really say he's not going to be some point, sometime. Because of course we know at some point we may end up seeing babyface Roman against heel Cody, which would be very odd but very interesting story build up. Moving on to the women's triple threat tag team match. Very emotional for Unholy Union. A great match for each team all around. Now, of course, people have been talking about it, and they're going to talk about it because it was absolutely crazy to see. There was a lot of moments where the ring ropes caused issues in a lot of the matches. And unfortunately, this was one of the first ones we seen that happen in. Jade Cargill slipped off the top rope when she was going to do her diving in-ring attack on Shayna Baszler. Now, not only that was a bad spot, I think Alba Fire, when they did the power bomb, Isla Dawn got landed on by one. I think it was Alba Fire that landed on her, but she acted like her shoulder was out of place. And so we seen on the outside they were working on that. I think they popped it back in place before the end. And then Bianca landed awkwardly on top of her head. I've heard some people talk about that looked like what happened with Stone Cold when he got the pile driver, messed up his neck. So there's a lot of stuff in that match that happened that people could say negative about. But what we did see was 3 very competitive tag teams giving it the all out in the match. We did get to see a new style of triple threat tag team where 3 legal competitors were in the ring at the same time. Nothing that we had seen before. Normally it's 1-on-1 and you tag out whoever. and that person's now legal. That was not how this was. This was very good. Something new they added that I really enjoyed. Now, the in-ring match, very good, very competitive, fast-paced. Each tag team knew what they had to do. They had to compete together to take out the powerhouse of Jade and Bianca. That happened, the match changed. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Starks became in control of the match. Once that aspect changed, Unholy Union was able to capitalize. Now, with that tag team titles changing, holy shit, oh my god moment, my reaction to the exact moment of that pinfall. When they won, they got out of the ring, they celebrated with their family. I absolutely enjoyed that because that's just a moment that you don't really get to see here. But here recently, they've done that, especially with Mama Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes at WrestleMania. And now getting to see Unholy Union, Alba Fire, and Asla Dawn have that moment with their family and being able to celebrate, that means a lot, especially to them, especially getting them to be able to break what you call character and getting able to do that. Now, the next match, of course, Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. This has had great build up ever since that match on Monday Night Raw for the Intercontinental Championship after Sami had won it. And it's just continued. You did see Chad bring out Otis and Maxine. And, of course, Maxine was in her leg brace where she had fell off the ring apron. And there was heels 2 weeks ago. And Otis had to carry him to the back. So you get that whole situation with them out there. And we start the match off. Ankle lock. Well, Chad Gable was working the arm, working the leg, being a technical in-ring wrestler. And that's, if we're not going to lie, that's what Chad Gable does best. He is a technical in-ring wrestler when it comes to doing this. Very good. He's mastered the craft of this, and he makes it look very easy, in my opinion. So throughout the match, he was working on them arms and legs, and Sami even went through the Blue Thunder Bomb, and due to the left arm being so injured, he wasn't able to capitalize the way he would have liked. So there was a lot of that being thrown into this. Of course, you go and Chad Gable starts to distract the ref, starts calling in Otis and Maxine to do some interference, and they don't really want to. So we're still seeing the storytelling of Chad Gable breaking down Otis and Maxine and this possible heel turn and new faction with Chad Gable being made that everyone's wanting to see. Of course, we'll get ready to see a good heel run, in my opinion, of Chad Gable moving forward. And so at the closing of the match, you've seen Chad have Sami in the ankle lock. He rolls it through. Chad Gable takes out Maxine's leg. And here's Otis seeing, okay, so maybe this was Chad. Chad's the one doing this. Chad Gable, of course, gets back in the ring, starts yelling at Otis. Otis carries Maxine to the back. A Luna kick, middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. Otis saves Maxine, and Sami Zayn is still your Intercontinental Champion. Bayley versus Piper Niven. This match was hugely emotional for Piper Niven. She came out to the ring. She was fighting back emotion. This woman has worked her ass off to be there where she's at and getting to finally do it in front of her home country, her fans, her family members, people she went to school with, people she grew up with, people who just meant the world to her, finally get to see her do this in front of them at a premium live event. And she went out there and fought for that title. I don't mean in any way did she lay down and take the loss. She gave Bayley a run for her money. I thought at several moments that Piper was actually going to win the match. We've seen, of course, Chelsea Green get kicked out of ringside due to trying to interfere and getting her hand stomped on. And then we've seen her come back with that Rey Mysterio mask on to try to distract the ref. That's the type of storytelling we had with Chelsea Green tonight. And then we seen the Piper driver. We seen a belly to Bailey off the middle rope. We seen a running senton. We seen a running cannonball off the ring apron. Piper was giving it her all in the match. And Piper really proved to me that she has the ability to win the women's championship, but just not at the moment. They still got to do some, in my opinion, a little bit of building to the character. Just like with Cody Rhodes, how he had to build and stack his way up to winning. Give Piper a few more months, and I think we could see her possibly win it. I don't think she's going to be one of those that's stuck there in that mid-card section all of her career. She will hold the women's championship at some point, or she may end up on Raw and win that one. But at the end of it, we've seen a Rose plant get reversed twice, and Bailey had to win it with a crucifix driver pin. Hey, going back to the basics to win the match is not a bad thing for Bailey. So we can fast forward main event time. I'm a huge fan of bagpipes. Huge fan. And Drew McIntyre used the bagpipes. That was how he came out to the ring. Huge pop. They brought out a decibel meter for him and him only. And that's the only time it truly hit 100. It wasn't the only time it was there, but that's the only time it hit over 100 several times. And so the match starts off fast-paced. Drew is very dominant throughout the match until Damian takes the air out of the crowd by running him into the ring post. And it's very back and forth throughout the match. Both competitors were very on top of their game. We've seen a over-the-top rope move by Damian Priest that kind of altered, in my opinion, the momentum for him. He got caught. He slipped. And I don't know if it was just the ring ropes or whatever, but he slipped on it. His leg got caught up in it, and he was hanging there. It wasn't supposed to happen. We know this. And so Drew had to help him out, twist the ropes back. And when he did that, Damian Priest is limping. Injured his leg. We don't know how. It could just be like twisted, sprung, whatever it is. It made a lot of significance throughout the match. He still hit the boots. He still hit the spinning enziguri. He still hit a lot of his big running attacks. But there was still that limp going on. And so throughout the match, Drew McIntyre made sure to capitalize on that aspect. Well, unfortunately, that's not how this match ended. The ref got injured throughout the match. And Drew McIntyre hit a massive Claymore off the ropes. Here comes the ref running down the ramp, like I said in the video, at Mach 10. And who was it? It was damn CM Punk. We had heard rumors that CM Punk was there all weekend, but no one had seen him. No one knew he was truly there. He comes in, counts 1, 2, and says that Damian Priest kicks out. Drew McIntyre happens to put his hands on him, gets hit with a low blow. That's just adding fuel to that fire. And of course, we get hit with a South of Heavens for the 1, 2, 3. Overall, I would have to give the show probably 4 out of 5. I'd say 4 out of 5 just because I think some of the matches were had a little too much going on. But I think the show overall, crowd aspect, extremely good. All overseas shows have been top tier since we started this international tour that WWE has been on for the premium live events, which started in Australia, France, now Scotland. We'll be going and seeing them in Toronto. Then they're going to be in Berlin. Cannot wait to see how that goes for SmackDown and the premium live events there as well. I think the show was sold out at 11,300, something like that. And then I think it beat France's record. So hats off to Scotland. Hell of a crowd. They were there. They showed out. But, of course, that is my review. I give each match a 4. Like I said, every match a 4 out of 5. I'd say for the Cody Rhodes match, it got a 4. The women's tag, give it about a 3.5, but could be a 4 due to the win change. Bailey match, 3.5. I give the Sami Zayn for storytelling, technical in ring, give it a 4, and the main event 4.5 or 5. Matches were great. I cannot wait for Monday because we all know Judgment Day, Drew McIntyre, and the debut of whatever Chaos Massacre is coming from the Wyatt Six Uncle Howdy faction. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is my review of Clash at the Castle. And until next time, the Kraken's over and out.